Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2. As today, we might have some grand plans, but today we just focus on the fundamentals. Even facing potential extinction, cash is still king. And thus, our current goal is just to push out today 68 to finally unlock that Africa bonus and hopefully get our finances in order. The real question being whether or not we'll have gotten it done in time, because we're into month 3. But, I guess we'll see. Probe. Easy. Only real downside to going after probes is that they do ding up our interceptors a bit, so if something more serious comes along right after, that could be an issue. Oh, come on. We really do need to start clearing some of these infiltrators. Aerial warfare. Engaging extraterrestrial craft in combat is a remarkably difficult process, as even the most sophisticated human aircraft and air defense systems are largely ineffective against the superior technology of our adversaries. There are various reasons for this, but the foremost is that alien craft can be fiendishly difficult to detect. My tireless work on quantum radar technology is the only reason our organization is capable of tracking UFOs at all. The rest of the world remains entirely blind to the gathering threat. Yet, even if we were to share our tracking data, most modern fighter jets would remain useless. Without a solid fix on the UFO, they would be unable to lock missiles. Similarly, attempting to employ cannons would simply bring them within range of the powerful EMP effect generated by the discharge of an alien energy weapon. By contrast, our X-25 Angel interceptors are adapted from the venerable MiG-25 Foxbat. This aircraft has electronic systems hardened to withstand the EMP from a nuclear blast, allowing our pilots to freely engage UFOs with short-range cannons. Thankfully, my recent research has now unlocked further combat options. I have managed to integrate the short-range quantum radar carried by our interceptors with the guidance systems of 2 common types of missiles. The light missile is highly maneuverable and fitted with a high explosive warhead designed to shower the target with deadly shrapnel. The heavier torpedo is far slower, but employs a powerful shaped charge warhead capable of penetrating and shattering enemy armor. Both are now available for construction in our engineering workshop. Very nice. But how much is that actually going to set us back? Oof. Another 250? Yeah, I guess that's not the worst price. At least it doesn't also have any other supplemental materials required. So 500k. I mean, yeah, alright. We'll keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and do laser weaponry. I would do Mentarch. I would like to get that banked, but narratively we've seen that generally it makes more sense if you do the autopsies first. We'll wait until we've got a dead one on hand. And we're good. Africa secured, and so is our sales bonus. A whopping plus 30% on all sale prices, which of course we will immediately take advantage of. $1 million. We will absolutely take it. That's, yeah, that's enough for both interceptor upgrades plus our first training facility, with a little left over for potential magnetics. Very nice. Though, of course, as aforementioned, that does put us in a bit of an engineering bottleneck, since now we've got all these projects stacked right up on top of each other. which means the order we do them in is very important. And yeah, let's get our first training facility going. We'll set it right down here below the living quarters. Is what I would say if we had enough power, which we do not. So I guess, I mean, there's not much point in building another generator just yet. Not when we've got a generator upgrade on tap. We just need a bit more Elenium for that. So I guess we hold out till our next ship. Angel 2, online. Now we upgrade the guns. And there's our cannon event. No missiles, which, oh man, would be nice. Wow, are we already up to destroyers? We got like one scout. But, you know, we've got 2 angels to play with accelerated cannons, so I think we can do this. It is just as slow as the scout. So, I mean, if we can get onto its sides, we're okay. The big difference here, of course, being that destroyers are, of course, tougher, but also have a rear attack arc, so you have to be a lot more careful about positioning. Stay on their sides. Angel 1's gonna take some hits, but let's peel Angel 2 off. Circle strafe, stay in its blind spot. Alright, thrusters off. Open fire. Angel 2 rolling back in. Yeah, if I recall correctly, the back drops bombs, which hit harder than the plasma guns up front. Hence why I had Angel 2 veer off. Speaking of which. Oh, no, okay. So it is just a normal gun. Interesting. Good to know. And we're good. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I mean, considering we have no armor upgrades and barely above standard weaponry. Little messy, but, you know, it was a good learning experience. Which gives us Crash Site 2. Already up to destroyers, my goodness. Might mean our first Septillions, or even Wraiths if we're unlucky. We've already got a squad set. I didn't know what we were going into, so I just sort of mixed a bunch of rookies and veterans. Should work just fine. Good luck, Raiders. After the sun comes up. Right, gotta remember that. Oh. Destroyer 2. Wow. Yeah, okay. Can we actually just auto this one? We already know we can beat it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Crash Site 3 on the map. My goodness, they glossed over the scout phase fast. All right, we'll go for the first one, the left one first, because that one times out before the other. Let's get this done. Plenty of fighting ahead of us, but also plenty of potential reward. On the bright side, this will definitely get us the Elenium we need for those generators. Plus some other potential advances, depending on what type of aliens show up. Again, it's been a while, but as I recall, Septillions gate healing tech, while raids are stealth. Plus potential explosive upgrades if any of them are packing plasma grenades. Raiders on site. To those who are about to die, etc., etc. Target pinged. We've got Septillions. Big, brutish meat shields with poor long-range accuracy. Pretty good matchup for our current crew. We can pick them apart from range. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get this guy. This is a pretty safe one to go for cap on, so let's prioritize that on this guy. Nice tag. 41. You know, once we get one down, we don't have to worry too much about the rest, though obviously we'll go for caps where possible. It's just good business. He is now angled towards us, so we might draw attacks. But at this range with a pistol... Yeah, that's fine. Smoke out. Not sure that'll get it done, but I'd rather risk that than potentially kill him with a second shot. Oh, shoot. We have mantids, too. Okay, that does change things a bit. They're like the anti-Septillions. Okay, we've got to be more careful about clearing our sides, then. Since a mantid can run like half a mile and still get a shot off. This one's packing a bio-rifle. Would be nice to try to take a symbiote alive. I don't know if it'll make a difference, because they did make a point of highlighting that they die after just a minute or two. So taking one alive might just result in a corpse regardless, but, you know, we'll give it a shot. Though that does also essentially require trying to bait this guy into shooting at us, which is itself a risky play. But, you know, Warden armor, not hugely worried. Oh, shoot. That is another bio rifle, so we've got one on each side. Fall back. Just hang out here for a sec. He is almost certainly going to sprint right in. Okay, so that guy's taken like 40 damage and 10 stun. There's our mantid. And the other one's hugging cover. Oh, shoot, right, yeah, you've got regen. Okay, so now he's at like 15-ish. Okay. So within the 60-point range overall, 50 damage plus 10 stun, put him down. And how about this guy? Can we reasonably cap? I mean, ideally, I would like captures over kills where possible, but also he's right on our back. Yeah, I don't like that. Just put him down. I mean, look, I do want to potentially go for a cap on a symbiote, but it's not really worth risking having a a mantid running rampant on our back line. Especially since we know we've got another one rocking a bio rifle just off left. Right side seems pretty clear, though we do still have a couple of small blind spots. Let's hold here. Yeah, that leaves us with enough for a reflex shot. Bring a few others up. We're going to want to clear this building next. Smoke's starting to thin on left. Let's set up to catch the mantid if it pushes. I don't think it will, but better safe than sorry. No, wait, don't. Actually, that's fine. Really gotta stop crouching behind other people who are crouching, though. That worked in early access, but less so now. Oh, snap. Alright, hi. Yes, I guess there was, in fact, someone in that one little blind spot. My goodness. We are very lucky that Septillians do not have good eyesight. Okay, let's get that taken care of. Septillians bursting onto the scene. Yeah, that is more or less how I remember them from EA. They're poor at range, so they make up for it with quantity over quality on their shots. Go for cap. I mean, we could have random push for cap, but if he flubs it... Yeah, not worth the risk. Go for kill. We already have one cap. Target out. That was, I think, a total of 80-ish damage. 70 damage, 10 stun. So again, puts us within the 60 to 70 health range on Septillians. Hang tight. Just remain on this corner for a little longer. Want to make sure we've got the right flank cleared before we start pushing up on left. Would be nice if this guy would just run out in front of us. But alas, it seems he actually cares if he lives or dies. So I guess we'll make that choice for him. Room clear. Start working through. We have a ladder here too, so you know what? Let's get Book Thief up top. Get a good bird's eye. Come on, random. Let's make sure we're absolutely good on these crates. Yes. Okay, good. Also right side clear as a bonus. Room seems pretty clear too. And we look in here. Okay. Okay. So he either fell back or he's still tucked off left somewhere. Last we saw this one, it had angled behind the cliffs just opposite where we're setting Val here. Might be able to get line of sight with Book Thief. once he's up there next round. And we'll keep Burp central, so she can easily provide support to either side. Hold. Off left. Oh, goodness. And there goes our shield. Mentarch still active. And there's our little guy. Oh, for goodness sake. Wow, not even close. Alright. Val, could you please just kill this guy? Oh, shoot. Alright. Well, that's an issue. Amartya? Could you please... Oh my goodness, really? That was 55 on that one? Really would have figured that would get it done. And dead. Yeah, I didn't want to kill it, but at this point we can't really afford to mollycoddle. Wow. So the Mantids are almost as durable as the Septillians. That is surprising. I thought... Sir? Civvy shotgun. Good grab for clone. Once we're done dealing with the Mantid off left. Plus another Mantid with bio rifle. Noted. Let's start bringing Nolan and Random up on it. Wow, man. So those things have upwards of 55 or 60 health. That is unexpected. Where are you shooting at? I don't... Oh, okay, well. Mantid on left dropped. Let's go for cap. Come on, guys. Hey, there we go. Symbiote is unconscious, so they can fall unconscious at least. We'll see if that actually amounts to anything post-op. But in the meantime, we regroup and continue pushing on. Minus clone shield and with a light ding on Val. Not ideal, but, you know, just how it goes sometimes. Still have an active threat off right. So position accordingly. There's our destroyer. Dead ahead. Lay down fire. Hey, there you go. Target dinged for 20 or 28. I'm not sure which that was. Doors open. Target pinged. Hold for a sec. Actually, go ahead and push through. Random's fast enough. I think we can just blitzkrieg this guy. He's already softened, so one of... Oh, nice. Okay, so that's already dead. Which doesn't bode well for the one we capped, but I guess we'll say. Push. Wow, nice. Random, my goodness. Target very dead. Right side otherwise seems pretty clear. Roman moving up. Multiple aliens moving around on the ship implies at least one Mentarch, 2 others. We'll start converging, but we do need to pull clone off right to grab that shotgun. Yeah, I guess, people have recommended it. I've kind of resisted it thus far, but I guess, at the very least, I should have the shieldmen bring spare guns they can then drop on the ship at start. Or maybe someone else could carry it for them and drop it for them. Just so we have some guns reliably available for if and when their shields break, as opposed to having to pick them up off dead bodies. It was less important when I thought we could still potentially salvage guns off aliens, but clearly they've addressed that narrative loophole. So at this point, we do need to take appropriate measures. Push up on the rock here. Just keep points in reserve. We want reflex fire on tap. At this range, civilians would not be... Septillions? Sebillians? I think it's Sebillians, actually. Because I do vaguely recall making a pun about that back in early access. Sebillians, more where they came from. But yeah, at that range we would have a definite advantage over any Sebillians trying to push out. But not over Mantids. Mantids would be much more dangerous if they pop their heads out. Which does make this a much more dangerous approach than normal, since we don't really know what to plan for. Dead symbiote. Oh, and I think that was the other one biting it as well. The one that he just fired off into the middle of nowhere. Which is good, because now Clone won't have to worry about it. Wonder where that thing actually went. Like, I have no idea what he was even shooting at. Alright, okay. I think it's just the ship. Let's start pushing up. We'll move around the sides, but keep guns trained. We want reflex fire ready. Make sure everyone's got at least one shot on tap. Shotgun plus sniper. Pretty solid chances of killing anything that pokes its head out. A mark is a bonus. Burp, just come all the way up. Oh, weird. Some general jank on the edge here. Alright. Fair enough. Come on, Book Thief. Oh! And just like that, a sudden flurry of violence, and a raider is undone. Oh man, that's rough. Pal's a good recruit too, I hope he pulls through. That just barely dropped him. Like, I mean, the RNG was running on a razor's edge there to make that happen. Like, he'd still be standing if he hadn't soaked that hit from the Mantid earlier. I think he had like 40 health left after the hit and patching. So that thing dropped him by like 1 damage or something in the single digits. At least gives him a chance of survival, albeit slim. We also saw there was another Sebillian inside. Off-right, unarmored. Sorry, man. Good luck. Hopefully you pull through. But in the meantime, we need this. Oh. Actually, that's fine. We need to kill the Mentarch regardless, so we don't need to worry too much about the sun gear. Should have actually grabbed the extra shells. Oh, Val. We might have lost Valinrook, but we have potentially gained Valin 1. Alright, let's prep for breach. Yeah, I mean, I guess the main thing I could have done there, because I'm trying to think of how I could have approached it better. I think the main thing we could have done is maybe hung back a little further while we waited for the rest of our guys on right to finish their approach. But with 3 shots on tap, I thought we had a pretty decent chance of killing anything that popped out. And honestly, even though we whiffed on the shots, it missed every single shot in return. So, you know, I was pretty on the money with Sebillians not being huge threats at that kind of range, even right near the door. It just happened to land that 1 shot that did exactly enough damage to drop Val. Man. Oh well. Oh well. There's our Mentarch again. So at least 2 active. 1 Sebillian, 1 Mentarch. Flash. Target locked. Go for cap or kill. Burp, could you scooch a little? Nice tag. Soften. Might have been better off holding him in reserve for a smoke. Alright, random. Target out. Man, right in the face, too. Guess he's none too happy about Val. Get the rest of you moved in. Keep at least a few points on tap for reflex fire. Burp's got a shotty now. Need to keep that in mind. And clone. Come on, bud. Let's get you tucked back in. None of that clone wolf nonsense. We're a team. Might just be the Mentarch left. Hold on doors. We'll breach next round. And we are going for kill, since we need it for the autopsy, which is required, I believe, to unlock the engineering project, the corpse analysis. And just like narratively, I think it starts to fall apart a bit if you observe or interrogate before autopsy. I was kind of hoping they'd fix that, but, you know, not a huge deal. I suppose expecting them to make the research logs reactive is a bit much. Most folks probably don't pay the narrative much mind. Nice. Okay, see, that's a bit more what I was hoping for at the front door. Sadly didn't work out that way, but, you know. Flash out. Target locked. Push, but carefully. We know we've got a Mentarch back there as well. Didn't see it when the Sebillian pushed, so it's got to be back left. No, too much collateral. We don't want to blow up anything that looks expensive, so... Oh, yep, there it is. Push. Crouch, shoot. Kill. Double tap, just in case. Target out. Soften. Yeah. Oh, gosh, right. Yep, okay. Well, that's fine. Push in. Come on, Burp. You got this. Full bore. Come on, come on. Oh, not enough. Push, push, just gotta keep whittling. Okay, 30. That's 30. And smoke. Might not help much at this point, but gotta at least try. 30 damage to stun. Hold. And we're good. Target out. My goodness. Yeah, we are in dire need of some weapon upgrades. All right, Val. How we looking, bud? Oh, man. And thus, our raider luck has finally run thin. Rest in peace, Valinrook. But on the bright side, your death was not in vain. Plenty of medals to go around for the rest of the squad. A victory largely spurred by your sacrifice. And honestly, Random didn't even get hit all that bad. I mean, it looked pretty bad, but dude's only out for 11 days. Which does mean he will miss the second Destroyer raid, but I mean, all things considered, I'd say one soldier is a small price to pay for 4 new items, including one I don't think I've ever seen before, Alien Poison Grenade. Though, sadly, yes, the symbiote could not be taken alive, which is fair given the narrative surrounding it. And new research unlocked, UFO hull plating, as well as observation Sebillian from our one live cap. Autopsy Mentarch. The Mentarch is a grotesque alien creature that resembles an enormous, fleshy brain with a single oversized eyeball protruding from the front section. As one might expect, this biological tissue is extremely soft and can easily be damaged using only human hands. Strangely, your soldiers report Mentarchs to be surprisingly resilient foes, as even a single shot from a modern rifle could catastrophically damage something so delicate. I can only assume these creatures employ a miniaturized energy shield for protection. The mechanical section of the creature sits within an armored shell fabricated from alien alloys. The innards consist of a sizable Elenium power unit and an extensive array of electronic communication components, plus the integrated weapon system. The design of this weapon appears consistent with a standard alien plasma rifle, but the ability to draw power directly from the Mentarch's power unit allows it to overcharge the emitter and inflict heavier damage than its handheld cousins, which, just for the record, we haven't actually encountered yet. A network of vectored thrusters allow the Mentarch to hover in place or slowly propel itself to a new position. Around these thrusters are 8 mechanical tentacles that end in fine points, presumably used for manipulating nearby objects when required. DNA sequencing suggests the Mentarch is chimeric, containing genetic materials from a number of different sources. Indeed, even small quantities of human DNA are present. Sadly, what motivation the aliens may have had for creating such a bizarre creature remains a mystery. I mean, I know what it is. That is one of the things they revealed back in early access. Autopsy, Sebillian. The reptilian creature known as the Sebillian is an imposing physical specimen, standing roughly 2 meters tall and weighing almost 150 kilograms. It appears to be warm-blooded with sharp claws and savage teeth that imply a carnivorous diet and predatory origin. The majority of this body mass can be attributed to the unusually heavy skeleton and scaled hide of the creature, with the remainder consisting largely of raw muscle. Unsurprisingly, this hulking physique makes the creature rather difficult to kill in battle. Furthermore, rumors are circulating among your soldiers that Sebillians possess some form of rapid regenerative ability. This appears a plausible claim given almost 10% of their blood consists of coagulants and unspecialized stem cells, although capturing a live specimen should allow us to verify the facts of the matter. Despite its fearsome appearance, the subject possesses a well-developed brain that implies only slightly less intelligence than an average human, i.e. similar to one of our engineers. However, these creatures are reportedly ponderous by nature and react slowly to unexpected situational changes. Thankfully, the remarkable physical attributes of a Sebillian are somewhat offset by their vision, which is superb at short distances but rapidly becomes indistinct as range increases, perhaps implying the natural habitat of these creatures is thick vegetation. Sebillians are thus best engaged at distance, beyond the range of their deadly claws, and where marksmanship is compromised by their poor eyesight. Noted, though, as always, still beholden to the RNG. Yeah, these guys are otherwise about what I recall from early access. Except for maybe the energy resistance. I don't think I remember that. Good to know for once we start looking at lasers or plasma. UFO Destroyer. The Destroyer is a larger and more powerful craft than the Scout, measuring slightly less than 40 meters in length. The heavy armor grants this craft significantly improved survivability, but thankfully also appears to have reduced overall speed and agility. Analysis of the Destroyer suggests it has been constructed to fulfill multiple roles. The armor is thickest on the underside of the vessel, which may signify use as ground attack craft. However, the large interior space and sizable frontal airlock imply it can also ferry troops or supplies where required. Substantially increased power generation appears to be responsible for the improved performance of this craft. E.g., the engines and weapon systems are no larger than those on the Scout. Instead, the Destroyer's larger reactors simply feed them more energy. The result is a vessel that poses a genuine threat to our X-25 Angel interceptors, while also being capable of carrying more crew or cargo. It thus seems safe to assume these destroyers will shortly become commonplace in our skies. Yeah, they essentially replace scouts after a certain point in the early access, though much earlier than anticipated here. Again, we only saw a single scout before these things rolled in. That does make me wonder if we're actually going to see any more scouts at this point, or if that was it, just the technically 2, the one in the tutorial plus the one in month 2. which unlocks yet more projects. Quantum Teleportation, our next plot project. And then Mentarch and Sebillian corpse analysis. Okay, so Quantum Teleportation, that's about 8 days. We'll want to get that one started by day 82 at the latest for the extra funding. Missiles are done in a day. We need to do a replacement Warden armor. Unfortunately, we lost that with Val. So I guess I should build like 2 extra sets. You know, just to give us a little extra wiggle room, because as it stands, we're going to have to go into our second destroyer fight with 7 instead of 8. Probably leave the sniper lightly armored. That's it. Yeah, this does feel like a good place to call it. Whilst I prep our team for UFO Raid 2. Hopefully one which will go slightly smoother than this one did. Though, I mean, all things considered, I suppose this wasn't catastrophic. I mean, we still came out ahead, despite the devaluation. That's it. Yeah, we'll hit the pause button for now. I will get our squad set and glance at a few other things just to make sure I'm keeping tabs on everything. And we will pick up here next time. As for Val, you know, he'll be back. He may have passed on from this mortal coil through the gates of Valhalla, and yet he will also still ride eternal, shiny and chrome. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Rowan Church, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.